Today, my video to you is talking all about relationships. Ooh, relationships. Yeah, but we're not talking about, who's going out with who in the 8th grade or who's mad at who. We are talking about relationships in an ecosystem. You know how I told you everything in an ecosystem is connected? Well, all of these things lead to 4 words that are going to make you sound smarter. Okay? The first word is the idea of symbiotic. And symbiotic is an umbrella term. Can you see that? Symbiotic is an umbrella term, okay, for explaining that these are relationships between organisms in an ecosystem. I use it as an umbrella term because there are 3 words that would fit directly underneath this umbrella term of relationships, or where is it? Symbiotic. Okay, symbiotic relationship. Okay, any organisms come together to interact in some way, shape, or form in the ecosystem. It's just a general blanket term for relationships in an ecosystem. Okay. One of the 3 terms that would fit underneath that is called commensalism. Commensalism. Coming across the bottom of your screen right now. Okay? Commensalism is when one organism uses another organism to have the benefit of food or shelter without harming the other. Okay, so one gets either food or shelter from the other, but the other isn't bothered by it. Okay, I'm going to use people examples. Okay, so maybe you live in a neighborhood, and maybe your parents worked out a deal where someone comes over to your house and hangs out until their parents come home. Now, they might not be your best friend. Okay, they might not be someone that you even like hanging out with that much, but they come over. They hang out, they get shelter from your house, or they eat food from your house, and you're not really friends as a result of it. You tolerate them, you're fine with it, it doesn't really bother you. Okay? That would be an example of commensalism. Commensalism. Okay? The second one is called mutualism. Mutualism. Okay? Mutualism is where you have one species and you have another species, and they both either receive food or shelter from the other, and they're both happy. They're great. Okay? They both get benefits from the relationship they have from each other. Okay? So if you might think of it as best friends. Okay? If you have a best friend, you get certain happiness from having a best friend. You get to hang out with them. You get friendship and companionship, and you get someone to do activities with. Okay, that's the example of mutualism. Both organisms in the relationship benefit. Okay, the last one, number 3, is parasitism. Okay, parasitism, this one's probably the easiest for you to understand. Parasitism is where one species harms another species, but the first species benefit, and the other species it's really bad for. Okay, when you think about parasitism, you might think about a parasite. Okay. And when we think about parasites, we might have visions of ticks and deer and things like that. And that's exactly what it is. Right there is a perfect example. A deer and a tick. The tick attaches itself to the deer and sucks the deer's blood, and it actually really harms the deer a lot. Okay? Or maybe if you've been out in the woods, you might have to be checked for ticks and bugs to make sure that you don't have any on you so it doesn't harm you. Okay? So parasitism is where one harms the other. Okay, so we've got commensalism, mutualism, and parasitism. All 3 fit under the umbrella of a symbiotic relationship. All 3 are examples of a symbiotic relationship. Okay, so here is my opportunity for you. Okay, I've given some examples of humans. Okay. Except for parasitism. I guess I didn't give a human example of parasitism. How about this? Okay, I'm going to give you 3 opportunities. Today there were 3 words that would fit under the umbrella of a symbiotic relationship. And so I'm going to give you 3 opportunities that you can do by posting in the discussion area tab at the top of this page. Okay, so what opportunity 1 is that you can go and find an example of a commensalism relationship in an ecosystem. Okay, a commensalism relationship in an ecosystem where one benefits by getting food or shelter and the other is not harmed. Okay, 2. Okay, opportunity 2. You could also find an example in an ecosystem of a mutualistic relationship, okay, where both species benefit from their relationship. Okay. Now, since the last one, I gave you a very clear example that you guys are going to get just like that, okay, of parasitism, okay, between organisms. What I want you to do is I want you to think about a parasitic relationship between humans. Okay, what would be an example of a parasitic relationship? There's a lot of words to say there. Between humans. Okay, so if you go up to the discussion tab and you post an example of these things, maybe I will give you extra credit in science. Okay, something to think about. Hopefully you will take advantage of that opportunity. So remember that all of these things, commensalism, mutualism, and parasitism, are examples of symbiotic relationships. Okay, and we are going to take a look at some of these examples this next coming week, how they exist in nature. Okay, and they're all around because, like I said, everything is connected. Everything is connected. Okay, all right, that's all I've got for today. We'll see you later.